With a career she enjoyed and a partner she hoped to spend the rest of her life with, Kendra Hatcher was doing what she loved at the age of 35. The tragic reality is that a jealous lady would cut her life short and put an end to her bright future. Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. Hatcher, a devoted Christian who was raised in Pleasant Plains, Illinois, went to college to pursue a degree in dentistry. She has volunteered to assist in the construction of churches in other countries, taught Bible study, and provided free dental care to children in Ecuador. Hatcher was living in Dallas at the time, accepted a position at Smiles Own, which provided high-end dental service to kids from economically challenged families. During the same year, she began a relationship with Dr. Ricardo Ricky Penigua. He was finishing up his dermatology residency at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center. Hatcher and Penigua had barely been dating for 3 months when they began talking about getting married. They made plans to travel to Cancun for Labor Day. Things were going exceptionally well for Hatcher up until September 2, 2015. Hashim Saad was in the parking garage of Gables Park 17, the luxury complex where Hatcher resided on that particular day. "You heard screaming. It was pure fear. And then I heard, pop, pop," he said. Saad noticed a Jeep Cherokee leaving the garage at high speed. He jumped into his car and drove away as soon as it appeared safe. "As I was going out of the ramp, I could see her body," he said. Saad dialed 911 to report the incident to authorities. Emergency crews responded quickly but were unsuccessful in saving the victim, later named as Kendra Hatcher, who was pronounced dead at the scene. Bullet fragments and a pistol magazine were discovered near Hatcher's body, indicating that she was shot. Her handbag was nowhere to be found, but her smartphone had been left behind. Despite the fact that the murder had all the signs of a robbery gone terribly wrong, the way in which the bullets were fired suggested this was a hit. According to Abe Santiago, a former crime scene analyst, the entry wound came from the upper part of the head and exited through the chin. The gunshot residue on her hands indicated that she had her hands up and behind her head at the time of the shooting. The arrival of a black Jeep Grand Cherokee at Gables Park 17 was captured on security cameras at 7:15 p.m., just minutes before the murder. Somewhere around 7:42, the victim, Kendra Hatcher, pulls into the parking garage. There was no doubt that that individual was waiting for Dr. Hatcher. As soon as she pulled in, he began making his move. The gunman can be seen strolling near Hatcher's car and then going back to the Jeep, which subsequently drives away from the scene. The motorist, who happened to be a woman, was recorded on camera. On the following day, images of the vehicle and its driver were disseminated to the media in the hopes of identifying the individuals. 2 days after releasing the surveillance footage of the crime, investigators receive a call from Jose Luis Ortiz. He claimed that his vehicle was captured on security camera footage 2 days earlier. On the day of the murder, he said he had lent his Jeep to Brenda Delgado, a friend of his. He maintained he had nothing to do with the crime. He stated that he and Delgado were eating dinner at a restaurant when the murder occurred. In order to question Delgado regarding the killing of Kendra Hatcher, she was brought to the police station.
My friend is borrowing my other friend's Jeep, and my ex-boyfriend's girlfriend gets killed.
I asked her, I said, she said that she went to do errands and then that she was gonna eat at that restaurant and that she went in and out, like she went to find parking space and that's it. That's all, and she had her kid with her, that's all.
Well, there's more to this situation than that. There really is. There's more to this situation than somebody looking for a parking spot. Somebody looking for a parking spot never got anybody killed.
She stated in her recorded interview, "I've never seen her." When Delgado was questioned about where she was on the night Kendra Hatcher was murdered, she supplied her meal receipt from Chili's. Detective Barnes said that, when he questioned Delgado about the Jeep, her reaction was, "I gave it to my friend Crystal." Upon being taken in for questioning, Crystal Cortez, a 23-year-old mother of 2, confessed to operating the getaway vehicle on the night of the homicide. She stated she was with her son when an armed carjacker forced her to drive to the crime scene. Cortez claimed that the gunman exited the vehicle and she subsequently heard gunshots. The shooter returned to the car and requested to be taken to another area of Dallas before fleeing. However, surveillance footage revealed that neither she nor her kid were in the car at the time of the murder, nor did she attempt to flee when the gunman exited the vehicle. Cortez altered her account in response to these inconsistencies. Cortez now claims she drove the gunman willingly, but was unaware he was planning to shoot Hatcher. She said it was merely a robbery. He was just going to jack her. That's it. I don't know this dude, said Cortez to investigators. When she was questioned about her involvement in the crime, she said it was Delgado's idea. Cortez stated to detectives, when asked why Delgado would arrange Hatcher's robbery. I think that they were going back and forth between the same guy. Delgado had an on-again, off-again relationship with Ricky Penigua from 2012 to the start of 2015. They had resided together for a period and she had actually gotten pregnant by him, albeit she subsequently had an abortion. Delgado cyberstalked both her ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend using social media postings and hacking Penigua's email account. Cortez stated that Delgado promised her $500 if she would steal Hatcher's pocketbook. She admitted that Brenda paid her to be the getaway driver, so we had enough to arrest her that night for murder. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough evidence to place Brenda in custody, so the only thing that I had to work with was an unpaid traffic ticket, and we did arrest her for the unpaid traffic ticket. The shooter's name was Lamar, and he owned a blue Chrysler Sebring, according to Cortez, who also provided his phone number. While the name turned out to be a fabrication, the phone number led to a Dallas location with a blue Sebring sitting in front. Christopher Love, 31, was the owner of the vehicle. Love was detained on a warrant out of Memphis, Tennessee on September 30, 2015. Authorities discovered a pistol stashed in a side section of his automobile. It was the gun used to kill Kendra Hatcher, according to ballistic studies. According to Love, Delgado stated that she was affiliated to Mexico's major drug cartels. She promised to reward him with both narcotics and money. Christopher Love has been arrested and is facing capital murder charges. He was convicted and sentenced to death in October 2018. Brenda Delgado was released on bail on September 5, 2015. She then caught a bus and attempted to flee the country. She was placed on the FBI's list of the 10 most wanted, and a $100,000 reward was announced for information leading to her capture. She was apprehended in April 2016 in Torreon, Coahuila. Mexico guaranteed in her extradition arrangement that she would not face the death sentence. In 2019, Crystal Cortez pled guilty to murder and testified in court against Love and Delgado in return for a 35-year sentence. 2 weeks after I met Brenda, we started planning this murder, Cortez testified at Delgado's murder trial that year. On June 7, 2019, a jury found Brenda Delgado guilty of capital murder. Upon conviction, she was sentenced to life without parole.
Brenda Delgado, justice has been served for the people whose lives were touched in one way or another by this incredible, amazing woman, which I was honored to be Kendra Hatcher's mother. You, Brenda Delgado, are the root of all evil. You and the other 2 pathetic lives you had join you on your path of destruction. In the little bit of time I've learned about you these past 5 days, you could have never measured up to be the woman that my daughter, Kendra Hatcher, was. And just so you know, Brenda Delgado, Kendra was never rich, and she was never wealthy. Kendra was blessed by a loving God and a family that loved her. Kendra worked hard to earn her beautiful place on this earth. Kendra was awarded many scholarships because of her dedication to human life and for zest for her own life. One thing Kendra didn't have to work hard for was her beauty, inside and out. I take comfort in knowing our God has given our Kendra the ultimate spot in heaven, a spot in which you will never see. You, Brenda Delgado, have earned your spot on this earth behind cold steel bars for the rest of your miserable, pathetic life. And if justice could have handed you a death sentence, make no mistake, I would have been there front and center. I want to especially thank all of our heroes, to our men and women that worked tirelessly to bring Kendra justice. And I especially want to thank the 5 men and women of the jury who brought us this incredible justice. I'm so sorry. Just go home, hug your kids, and love your family, and tell them that you love them every day. Before I forget, thank you to the jurors. I can't imagine the job that you guys have had. This is the second time that we've had to be here for a trial of my sister's murder. And both times I've prayed for you, for the jurors. I've thought of the jurors that were on the last trial every single day and prayed for them, because the things that you've had to witness and see and hear are so inhuman, Brenda Delgado. So inhuman. Nobody should have to see this kind of stuff. I'm so sorry that you did, but I thank you for giving us this little bit of closure. Brenda, you're disgusting. I've had almost 40 years to think about what I would say to you when I finally saw your disgusting face. And here I am with a notebook of notes that I've made, and all I can think about are my 2 children at home who ask me every single day why they can't call their Aunt KK. My son wanted to be here so bad. He was 8 when you had my sister executed. My 5-year-old is her goddaughter, and I'm pregnant with our 3rd that will never get to meet Kendra. Because of you. Because of your evil. Because of your envy, as they so perfectly put it. No matter how envious you were of any human being, it does not give you the right to destroy lives. Many lives, your own family's lives, our lives, Kendra's lives, my children's lives. Who the hell do you think you are, Brenda? You will go down in history as one of the most hated women in Dallas, possibly in America. And soon you'll be forgotten, but Kendra's legacy won't, because we'll make sure that it's not. You can't even look at me. I wish that my 12-year-old could have been here today to tell you how much you've hurt him. And my 5-year-old, who now wants to be a dentist because she envies and idolizes her Aunt KK so much, not the way you envied her, in an innocent way, in a 5-year-old way. And you're such a coward. You ran to Mexico not because you were innocent, because you're guilty of sin. And everybody who helped cover it up is just as guilty. And I hope in their pilgrimage in life, as it was put, that you all feel it. All of you. You're all guilty. I hope you rot in hell.
Kendra Hatcher was loved by many and didn't deserve what happened to her. Please pray for the friends and family of the victim. We will see you in the next video.